Interpersonal communication. Hi. Hi. We're in chapter 3. As a matter of fact, we just started chapter 3, and I'm nothing if not excited about this chapter. Remember the end game. Please remember the end game for chapter 3. The big $1,000,000 question at the end of chapter 3. How can we communicate with? How can we coexist with? How can we form community with? How can we work together with people when they don't think just exactly like me, when they don't share your same truth? How can we still coexist? What a great question. And oh boy, prep yourself. I smell essay question. Ooh. Sorry. Hi. All right, listen. Chapter 3, we've started it. Okay? We just volleyed once over the net. Here's what we've learned so far. So good. There are only two ways that the human brain, the human mind, comes to its truth. It doesn't just appear. This is sound effects now, okay? It doesn't just appear. No. The first way is that SDM formula. Remember that? We take things in through our senses. We touch things. Ooh, the desk is hard. Then our brain decodes and deciphers the meaning behind that. And then, because we're human, we can extrapolate that into all of the desks. I don't have to go punch in the desk. That fire, ow! That fire hurts. That fire hurts. And I don't have to crawl to the fire pit 5 times and hurt myself 5 times. Nope, I get a truth sensually. Through my senses. I decipher it. I make a meaning. And the other way that the human brain comes to truth is that we're told what to think and what to believe. We're basically told what is true. Now, this is where I stop, and the big caution sign goes up. Wah, wah, wah. I don't know why the sound effects today. Hi, listen, this is where I caution you. All right? Because it happens all the time. The construct of being human, all right, is to propagate and then to pass on truth to your offspring. I had to tell my kids, my own 3 children that I gave birth to. I had to tell my own kids at first what I really think is true. So when I instilled the truth about stranger danger in my kids, some dude rolls up on the street and you're out playing catch and he comes up with free ice cream and hand puppets. You run, and you start screaming Chester the Molester's after me. And honestly, quite frankly, I instilled truth in my own children. I did. I gave them dogmatic beliefs. Be wary of this and be careful of this. And let's think this through, just me and you here now, because today we're going to talk about how that makes us puppets. Puppets, okay? Here's my concept, okay? It's so much, remember the 3 constructs of dogma. Remember the 3 elements of dogma. Number 1, it's a deep truth. Number 2, it was given to you by other people, and most of the time lovingly. Okay? My dad gave dogma to me all the time. My mom, my grandfather also instilled his dogmatic truth in me when I was 10, 11, 16. Okay, now I'm going to talk to you about taking care. The third, here we go. The third element of that dogmatic thinking is therefore you can't really defend it by saying, oh, I've experienced this and in my experience. Nope, the only way you can defend dogma is by saying, look, it's just what I believe. It's just the way I think. And then when I pin you down, when I start getting to it, you say that, like, okay, Joswiak, listen, it's just what my dad told me to, and I love my dad. Okay, fine, great, great, great. Except that doesn't happen very often. It doesn't happen organically, certainly. Nope, we have these opinions, these truths. And you can see this, man. I'm not even joking with you. You can see this, the reactionary puppetry of dog. It rears its ugly head everywhere, including but not limited to the commons at Lakeville North High School. This is true. I see people screaming about their dogmatic truth, pounding the tables and screaming and yelling. Okay, they're pounding the tables. Let's take any topic. Let's take any topic that may or may not be dogmatic truth in your circle of friends or your world. So I don't know. What are we going to use? Oh, look, politics. Politics. Why? Because it's a classic roosting place for dogmatic truth. Why? Because dad gives you his politics, and then you give your kids your politics, and they're out pounding the table in the commons, and really they're puppets. What? Yeah, listen, I see it all the time. I see it all the time in things like politics, all right? Because you didn't develop the truth. You were handed the truth. There's really no place to go with this when you're screaming and pounding the table. You know, when you're cornered, you can't point to the research campers. You can't. So you're just yelling and screaming, pounding the table, and you're puppets of whoever instilled that dogmatic thinking inside of you. And this is what happens all the time. Okay, listen, first of all, I do not care how you're going to vote when you're 18. I do not care what your politics are. Personally, I don't care what your truth is about politics. What I do care about is why. Why is that your truth? Now, there's a question. And I think if you want to be a free-thinking, emancipated adult that is not a puppet of someone else, we got to explore that. So let's do this. Let's go on that explore. I'm walking through the commons. I see some people screaming and yelling. And all of a sudden I sense, ooh, it's about politics, right? So, so I go up to the table and I'm talking to people and I go, wait, what's up? What's the deal? Politics. So I get involved because it's fun for me. And I'm a communication guy, so I go like this. Well, what are you arguing about? And they tell me a topic. Okay? And for this, please, for this lesson on being a puppet controlled by dogma, let's just assume that there's two sides. There's the side that's the Democrats, and there's the side that's the Republicans. Those two sides are out in the commons pounding their fists, yelling at it, turning red. Okay, so I walk up and I go, hey, what are you talking? Those Republicans. And I say, well, what makes them so bad? Well, everything. Like what? Well, they're not Democrats. I say, oh, we're the best. I say, why? Because we are. Why? Because we're not Republican. I said, what makes them so bad? Everything. The Republican stuff. It's crazy. Nothing. Oh, my God. And they're fuming and they're pounding. And I look at the other guy and go, hey, Sid, what's the deal? What's the deal here? Oh, he's just a Democrat. And what makes them so bad? Everything. Oh, it's crazy. They're crazy. Oh man. They're like what? Like what, Sid? Like the Democrat stuff. Okay, the Democrat stuff. Okay, maybe they have one or two little snippets of information But where did they get their truth? Hmm. Hmm. I'll tell you what they didn't do. I'll tell you what they didn't do. Okay, check this out. Here's what I'm holding. Here's what I'm holding. Okay? I am holding the 98 planks in the Republican Party platform. What? What? Yeah. Google it. Use your Google machines. I'm holding the 98 planks in the Republican Party platform, the planks in the platform on which the Republican Party makes its stand. It's built on this platform. Planks like education. What does the party think about education? Planks like, tort reform. Tort reform? Yeah. Oh man. There are so many planks. And the national debt. This is a good one. FEMA. Okay. Term limits. What does your party think about term limits, Republicans? Okay. What's the plank in the platform that talks about censorship and the internet? Censorship and the internet. And so on and so on and so on. 98 planks. Oh. And the Democrats, the Democratic Party, has 101 planks in their platform upon which they make a stand. 101 planks. And you start talking to people in the comments that are pounding the tables, and they look at you and they go, planks in the what a hootie? What? And that, campers, is how I know that I am in the midst of a dog fight. Nope, a dogmatic fight. I'm in the midst of a dogma slinging contest. And I see puppets. I see puppets of whoever told that student, whoever told Sid, you're a Republican. As long as you live under my roof, you're a Democrat. And again, I don't care about your politics. I don't care about your truth. I just question, where'd you get it? Where'd you get it? And who is moving the puppet strings? And who has control? That's what I really want to know. And this is when I start that argument that they're out there screaming, I start backing away. I start backing away slowly, or I change the subject, like, hey, how about those wild? Yeah, they just got to shoot at the net. They got some skill. They got to, I'm just saying. I know people that are my age, 107. Man, I know people that are my age that are still living as puppets of whoever gave them their truth when they were 10 and 12 and 16. Okay? But I love my dad and I think he's smart. Yeah, I loved my dad too, and listen, I loved my grandpa. I love that man. And he's long gone. But when I was 10 and when I was 16, okay, I had truth that I acted on that was shoved at me lovingly by my grandfather. And once again, and I'm just going to say it, and I'm not proud of this, if I didn't unlearn, campers, if I didn't cut the puppet strings, okay, there's no way I could be teaching in the public school system. Nope. But now the beauty is that at 17-ish, okay, now please go with me and listen. Okay. At 17-ish, your brain is cognitively developed enough that you can start this very, very deep explore. And I'm not just talking about politics. I'm talking about a deep explore that says, what do I really believe? But more importantly, why? And how did I come to that truth? Don't forget, in my world, I am always going to put truth in small t's with quotation marks around it. What? Yep, truth in small t's with quotation marks. What? Yeah, I am. And I'll tell you why. Because it changes, it morphs, it grows. Remember fire? Remember fire? When the toddler sticks his finger into a candle, his truth is that fire hurts, and her truth becomes fire is dangerous. And then at 16, how? I learned that it's really controlled fire that pushes my car down the highway. I learned that fire heats my house in this godforsaken tundra called Minnesota. Remember that? But now listen. I'm not blaming you. I'm not blaming you for owning the dogma. But I will blame you if you choose to take the easy way out and live with that as your truth for the rest of your life. I will. I'll blame you. Okay? Because I don't think that's your goal. I don't think that's your end game. I don't think that's what you even want. Okay? I just think it's the easy way out. Well, I'll just do what my mom wants. Now, I don't know. I don't have... Joswiak, I don't have time to look into... This is crazy. I don't have time to do this. Yeah, we've done that to you. We really have. We really have. Because we don't want you. We don't want you exploring. We don't want you looking into it. We want you to be our puppets. Okay? But here's the problem. That's how people get, that's how this happens. Okay? Let's go back to politics. Yes, we have to. You have seen in the last year some unbelievable, unconceivable elements of dogmatic puppets. You have seen some unbelievable elements of forced-fed truths, and people just going, okay, all right. I'm going to ask you, do you want to be controlled? Do you want to be puppets? Or do you want to be free-thinking, emancipated adults? And don't forget the end game. Instead of screaming and pounding the table and then picking up something sharp, okay? The end game is to coexist, to communicate, to find things in common. Okay? There are those words again. There are those words. Out in the commons. All right, campers. All right. Tomorrow, or the next time we meet, I'm going to show you the cure for dogma. I'm going to show you how to cut the puppet strings. Okay? I invented this thing called the star model. You're not going to Google this. You're not going to find it anywhere because it came out of my brain. Okay? But I'm going to show you the 7 elements of the star model to cut the puppet strings of dogmatic thinking and start once and for all to be self-emancipated, free-thinking adults with your own truth. You know? I'll tell you what, I still have some of my dad's truth, okay? Way back in the back. I still know what he was trying to say, but guess what I've done? I have gone on some unbelievable exploration. And in some cases, I found out my dad was right. But now that's my truth. In some cases, thank God, I found out my grandfather was wrong. I found out he was wrong. Great man, good heart, good mind, dead wrong about the dogmatic truth that he was feeding me. All right. The star model. The next time we talk. Peace.